grew up partly under a glacier, and it was always my dream to live under a glacier. So when I met Ole, it was an amazing coincidence that he had grown up under a glacier too, in the shelter from the north wind.
I am from the third generation that's farmed this land. Around 1960, my father started growing cereals, and we've built that up. Some of it goes for cattle fodder. This is principally a dairy farm, and we're now more or less self-sufficient. My grandfather was forward-looking and into innovation. In 1928, he built a little generator in a gully up from the farm. In 1989, we set about drilling for hot water, and now we get hot water for domestic heating and other things, as well as the electricity from the generator.
We knew, of course, that the glacier above us was an active volcano, and we'd been keeping a good watch on the tremor activity since January. I'd already packed a bag of things to have with me in case we had to leave in a hurry. There was a great stream of sightseers up the mountain to see this wonder of nature at first hand. It was a strange thing, knowing about all those people up there, while we were being told to be ready to leave. But I could feel it in me that there was something more to come. When the eruption on Eyjafjallajökull died down, we were pretty sure that this wasn't the end of the matter, and I didn't unpack my bag. Over the following days, there was a lot of activity under the mountain. Even so, the children and grandchildren came to visit.
She was right, my wife Guðni. The next thing was what we'd been fearing all along. The top crater in the glacier above the farm started to erupt. It was clear that there was a danger of massive flooding when the ice cover melted. Just a question of which side the water would come down. The river swelled up 100 times and became like a raging ocean. By sheer good luck, there were some large diggers at hand on the main road, and by quick thinking they managed to cut away part of the road and save the bridges. It was what they call an ash eruption. This ash can rise many kilometers into the air and get carried huge distances through the upper atmosphere. A smaller crater had opened up on the south side of the glacier, and mud and water flooded down over the neighboring farms. The old flood defenses just about managed to keep it away from ours, but the torrent destroyed the hot water supplies, and we lost electricity and hot water. Over the next weeks and months, great big industrial machines worked around the clock to keep the river from breaking its banks, from the sheer quantity of ash that came down from the mountain every time it rained.
I never knew you could see sound waves. With the ash, it was different. At its worst, the crater was sending up 500 tons of ash a second.
The Weather Bureau issued a warning that the wind was turning north and the ash cloud would move over the farms under the glacier. For the third time, we were told to leave our homes. We tried to block up the windows and plug any cracks in the cowshed, and we gave the livestock food for 4 days. I was getting really stressed and anxious. 200 animals need oxygen. One after another, the neighboring farms disappeared from view as the ash cloud descended, and at midday it was as dark as a winter night. Everyone lent a hand with getting the animals out of the ash and into shelter. The police and rescue teams came in to help people evacuate. When we got back the next day, it was terrible to see how everything was all covered in ash. I wondered whether this was the end of the farm. If the eruption goes on for long, it won't be over.